And they're divorced, so.
She was
like,
upset.
I don't want that sweatshirt anymore.
Babe, come on. Let's go live.
It was divinely
Go
placed
live,
in this
everyone.
moment to give me a little bit of support, so thank you.
Yeah,
Aloha,
exactly.
everyone. We are just booting up all the things, and we're about to go live here. Oh, wait, no, we're already live. We're about to get started.
We're
In just
already
a
live.
moment.
We're here.
We're here.
Ready
We're
to
live.
go.
We're ready.
Oh.
Okay, let me see.
Hello.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm
what
ready
you've
for the
all been
show.
waiting for. Brandon Greff.
Greff. Oh, you look so dope right now with the art. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's looking pretty cool.
Yeah, damn, you must got a good
How's
setup.
it going, y'all? Danielle, Teresa, Jennifer. Who else? Anna. Hi.
Anna.
Hey, Anna.
Ah,
Got lots of.
I am feeling so much this morning. I'm actually amazed that I'm here right now. I showed up. Thank you so much for showing up. What is going on in your world right now? Yeah, Anna, you especially, because I know we were trying to connect and kind of missed each other a couple times. If there's anything I can support you with right now, I would absolutely love to. If anyone, Anna, like Damian, and I always mess it up too, so you gotta bear with me.
Yeah, to this day. Damiana.
Okay, well, would love to field some questions and offer some support, some guidance, and some things that are going through. Me, I'm going through lots of energy, lots of really powerful, potent lessons being learned for me. Tightness in the body, like legs and arms. What to do, like numbness. Tightness in the body, legs and arms. What to do, like numbness. Well, this is waking up. Our body is a really great thing to do. However it wants to move. Right now, my shoulders are kind of sore too, kind of tight. Legs and arms, so maybe you want to get up and shake it out. That's something I love to do. Woo! My good friend Ken loves to wake up his throat with some woos. And imagine all the lovely dolphins out there who love you. Hello, everyone that just joined. Rooted and Winged, Christina, Mimo, I don't know. I'm going to try to pronounce everybody, but hello and welcome. If you're hanging out, drop me a line with what you're feeling and what you'd love to move through in this moment. Another thing that's super important to me is listening to what those things that are coming up in our body are trying to tell us. Like for me right now, I'm like feeling a lot kind of low belly area, kind of like hips area, and it's like feeling very root chakra. Feeling the need to ground, a lot of energy, and this floating around in hyperspace feels a little ungrounding. So I'm gonna feel the ground. I'm gonna really plant my feet on the ground and really plant my energy into the ground. That's pretty super important when I'm feeling this way. And pretty, hey. Black smoke, yes, it gets the blood flowing for sure. Moving around. I'm feeling sleep deprived. Yeah, me too. Can you see it all over my face right now? Woo. Who are you? Good morning, EJ. I am Brandon Greff. I am one of the facilitators here. Wearing many hats around here, and they're always shifting, and remains to be seen how they will continue to shift in the near future. But I am one of the designers of the Remembership program, and I've been doing the facilities management, property management of the Mystic Manor for a couple months here. I am a vanner or a van lifer among many things of which I think I am. One of the other many things that I think I am is each and every one of you. And this is why when I feel into my own healing, when you feel into your own healing, we step up and step forth to heal each other. And I'd love to continue to see what is coming up for each of you and how I can support you. Really digging deep into what is coming up. Okay, let me see what a couple of you guys got. I feel calmness energy after my sadhana practice. Moving energy is what we all need. Whew, yes, beautiful. Just even feeling into that is calming my energy. Definitely processing a lot of tense energy. I've been getting a lot of headaches recently. Christina Conrad, yeah. Feeling into that, some tension in the temples. I go move through that a lot throughout the day. It'll just like press that energy back across my head. Like really give my temples some love, some self-care. Maybe you guys are alone right now and you don't have someone to give you those massages that are super nourishing to your soul. So it's like, feel free to go in and just give your body exactly what it wants, exactly what it needs, you know, better than anyone else, like exactly what you want. So like these spots in the back of my head, oof, my favorite. And sometimes it may not even be in the spot where you're feeling the pain. Like Mia, one of my housemates and little mystic fairies around here, was feeling some tension, some like migraines, and it ended up being this like weird spot on her shoulder, and it was like vibrating. It was calling to me like, just press this button and fix the whole thing that's going on, and it did somehow. I don't know how it works. Just feel into it. That's where the healing comes from. What else we got? Thank you for being who you are. Oh, love bomb. Mimo, Blorel. Blorel? Are you for real? Thank you. Thank you for seeing me. That means the world. It means the absolute world. So beautiful and healing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing such beautiful space and practice. Oh, yeah. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for reminding me why I'm here. Each and every one of you. I've been getting such like potent drop-ins with people that I'm connecting with, and it really means so much. Because sometimes I don't feel like I'm enough. Sometimes I feel like when I don't show up with a plan and I don't show up with this like step process to like fixing this specific thing, and I'm just like really in the flow of what is I'm being called to do. And sometimes it's like super simple, like my challenge of the week is like quick eye gaze. And I just got the most beautiful like gratitude and appreciation for like one of my friends just like in a really hectic space in their life, and they're like, dude, even just taking 30 seconds to be calm, like, shifted my whole experience. And, like, whoa. It really can be that simple to flip it like a light switch. And, like, hearing your comments, like, I was feeling super drained. And all of a sudden now I'm feeling, like, not, like, super energized, but much more energized than I was before. And, like, this is the good shit. This is, like, way better than coffee. It's, like, I'm on the fence about whether or not it's better than chocolate, but it's pretty damn good. What else we got here? Good stretch for the hips. Okay, yeah. One of the best stretches for the hips. So you have some butterflies, which is pretty, on brand for quarantine, cocooning, crisis to chrysalis stuff. Oh, here. I guess YouTube's not really getting it. Hold on. Wow. I shifted. Well, still not. Anyways, don't have to be perfect. That's another thing. Allowing what's coming through without having it to be without needing it to be perfect, because nothing ever is anyway. So like the closer you can get your heels to your hips, And the straighter you can get your back, and even like rolling your sits bones so that it like rotates your hips back, forward, yeah. And sitting up tall, like you can pull in with your hands and sit up tall, and you can even just like, start hinging at the hips, like one vertebrae at a time. And just like really feeling into it. And rolling, arching at the back. Actually, this shirt is a little too tight for that. I like it too much. Was inspired to buy this here at the Manor. After some healing rose frequency energy, it came into my life, and it's all covered in roses, which I used to make me nauseous, and now I love them. Thank you, Leah. And her guides, really, who told her to pump rose incense during our session. And, yeah. Thank you to my mother, who is living in the rose frequency now, and is always at my side. That's another thing, too. Like, I'm not feeling super called to be in this, but you can, like, really get deep into it and then just, like, breathe and just, like, on an inhale, like, come up a little bit, and exhale, dive deeper into it a little bit, but always like just finding your growth edge and pushing it. Another really good one for the hips, like maybe, is pigeon pose. So bringing that knee up and across, and for this one, it's like more parallel with the shin. It's going to give you more stretch and more tucked. It's going to give you less. Oh, you're going to do it too, maybe? We're going to do pigeon together? And just like really feeling down into that, which you can't see me, so you get it. If you need a better visual, maybe I can facilitate that later. But pigeon and butterfly, beautiful for the hips. And so another thing I wanted to mention, when like these specific things are coming in different body parts, it's like really important to me. Oh, you're vulnerable. I love your energy. Thank you, EJ. Thank you for seeing me. I can't even help it. I really can't. And I used to be really afraid of it and showing up in this way. So I appreciate you all showing up and seeing me in my vulnerability. Getting distracted. So many cameras and comments and things. I love you all. So the where it's coming in through the body is super important. If you guys are familiar with Louise Hayes, she does a lot of work on this and what each body part represents and how it is a manifestation of different emotions and like energies and lessons and things that we're currently working through. And I don't have like the whole list memorized. I don't think that's as important as just like the awareness of feeling into what these things mean and what these things have to tell us, because sometimes they're subtly different or whatever. So if you're feeling into like a spot of tension or spot of pain or whatever it is, a sickness or anything, and you just pay attention to what's intuitively coming up as you're feeling into that, as you're processing it, as you're healing it, it may really have some potent lessons for you. Like my hips are typically some point of pivot to pay attention to, and the left side of the body is the feminine, the receptive. The right side of the body is the masculine, the assertive, the action oriented. So my right hip acts up a lot because I'm really developing my masculine and asserting boundaries, and one of them can be asking people to be quiet in the kitchen. So I'm going to be right back and go do that. Or perfect, magic. May you ask people to be a little bit more quiet in the kitchen, please? Thank you. Beautiful. See? And sometimes it gets to be easy. So yeah, right hips, pivoting towards right action, and pivoting towards right action, pivoting towards comments. I just took a time, love you all. I just look at time, love you all, beautiful souls. I'm not sure what that means, but it feels great. Hey, hey, hey. You can feel a tense energy too, Mia. Or, not Mia, more Anna. Ooh, Anna. And Mia's actually right here. She's always sleeping in the middle of all these things, by the way, and just like astral projecting into the session. This one, she sounds like she's actually awake. Anna says, "Hi, Mia. I love you."
Hi. I love you too.
Mia loves you too. Thank you for being the light in the world, providing this great energy. I am enough. Oh, thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. What a little bit of love can do. Buzz. Buzz. Yeah. Bees are one of my spirit animals, by the way. And if you caught my soul song yesterday, there's like another aspect that was like really super synchronistic and potent for me. And it's like I do a lot of spirit animal work, and so like I've also pulled these really cool paintings, which you can kind of only see on YouTube, into the room, as I feel very much in line with a lot of the spirit animal work that's been coming through me, especially here. I mean, it's always, all the time, almost everything that stands out in my life, whether it's like numerological or random animal or insect or what have you that comes into my life, just like the Louise Hayes work, where it's like also has some hidden message to pay attention to intuitively. Spirit animals are super potent for that, and bees are just magical community pollinators. Are much like the butterfly in that regard, where they're just giving, and they sustain themselves on the sweetness of life. And I got to live as a bee in a past life regression with Mary Beth, who is another one of the resident healers here during the retreats when those are going on. But she also does things over the phone. She's super magical. Her and I have this magical synchronicity that I got to talk about on the podcast, which is super awesome. She shares my mom's name, Mary Beth, and Mary Elizabeth, which is her real name. And I don't know, she's magic. Well, no, actually, this is magic right here, but she's magical. And if you get the chance to reach out to her, if you're feeling called to, like, she is just super on point, super grounded, and super tapped in. AF. Oh yeah, so I got to live as a bee, and the message was to just be, because it didn't even want to be observed, it didn't want to be thought about, it just wanted to be, and it basically buzzed my observerness out of its existence, and it was really epic. And then I got to be the water in the cup of Vajra while he's painting one of the epic paintings that are in the house, and he's been coming up super intuitively, and I need to reach out to him. I get to. Hey, maybe. Anna says hi. You really needed this. Cool. I'm glad. Because I wasn't sure it was going to come through, and it's been super magical so far. So I'm glad that you guys are getting something out of it, and that's just another potent reminder. And I don't need to have a plan. I can be in flow, and life always supports me. And just like that song, like, I know when I spread my wings, the wind is going to catch me, and I'm going to fly. I'm always supported. When I take the leap of faith, I'm going to find out it's a feather bed there to catch me. Right, yeah. Whoa. Careful, maybe there's a microphone right there. You know. Ooh. God bless Louise Hayes. Oh, I know. And she's such a representation of me. If she's whining, I'm probably whining somewhere within myself. Is maybe my dog originally. No, she's not. She's a rescue. And there's a story to that. Ooh, and I think I shared it yesterday in my soul song thing. If you've ever heard the story of the Taoist farmer on the podcast, it's the same story of how I named her, and how I got her is like a whole other thing that I don't know. I'm not feeling super called to go into at this moment, but I saved her. She saved me. Long story short, I love her to death. And maybe I'll feel into telling her story a little bit more in a minute, but I want to catch up on some of these comments because I love them. And I didn't realize I used to be super terrified of attention. And I've done a lot of work on that. So, God bless Louise Hayes. Yes, most definitely. Yay, me too, luminous form. I'm not sure what to. You too, as well. I would love to know. Define the masculine. Ooh, okay. So, feminine masculine discussion is one of my favorites for sure. And I believe Bradley did a quick, I don't know, quick or whatnot, but he did a lesson on Hermetic philosophy. Yeah, it was quick because my philosophy teacher took months to teach it, so it can definitely, it's as deep as you want to take it. Really, it's 7 really simple principles that define the relationship of how everything in the universe works. So it's just like a little bit deep of a topic, you know? And one of those principles is gender, and not gender as we define it as like male and female, but gender as it's represented in the universe as masculine and feminine. And literally all things in this universe have their masculine and feminine properties and tendencies. So the most simple and like straightforward visual for that is like a battery. A battery has 2 poles. It has a positive and a negative. It has a masculine and a feminine. And it's really funny how we as a culture have bastardized the feminine to be seen as negative. That's something we all get to work through. But anyways, so masculine is anything that's giving and feminine is anything that's receiving. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. The words coming out of my mouth are giving, they're masculine. The words coming, the comments and things coming into my eyeballs and my ears, they're masculine from you and they're feminine for me as I'm receiving them. So like everything, like even just from a matter of perspective, that gender can shift. And so defining the masculine, maybe a little bit further, since that's specifically what the question was, is how we show up in our boundaries, how we show up in our assertiveness and getting things done, in our discipline, and how we create and give to the world, how we show up. Like, how do we give each other attention? How do we give each other love? And many things. Each aspect of really these raw building blocks of our universe can really just be dove into forever, and I love to. I really love this stuff. What else we got? Just want to take the time to tell you how much you mean to me, and I really appreciate you being vulnerable during this time. And I really, really appreciate you. Anna, I really, really appreciate you too. Thank you for being here. You are loved. I feel that so much. I feel so much gratitude. I feel so much love. I'm grateful for you, and I love you too. Each and every one of you. There's so many of you on. It's crazy. And hi, Magic. Anna says hi.
Hello, Anna.
Rachel, hey, how you doing? Moonlight Box. I feel like I have nothing to live for. Please help. Whoa. Well, that's a story. And it's a story that deserves light and attention and deserves to be acknowledged. And it's a real feeling that you deserve to feel. You are fully in your right to feel that way. And it's something that deserves a lot of love and attention, and something I would love to give a lot more love and attention than what is available through this medium. And I would love to connect with you, so please, I won't forget. That's super important. But please reach out to me directly, and I would love to support you more in that. Whew. So we came here to feel a lot. We did. And fuck. I'd be totally lying to you if I ever told you I didn't think about the worst, deepest, darkest shit ever. And yeah, we get to be here to work through that and to become better and stronger and to love life even more because of it. Yeah. Smooth seas never made for a great sailor. Like, came here to really navigate these motions and emotions, these raging waters of life and emotion and energy in motion. And when it gets stagnant, when we get stuck on some story, when we get stuck on some idea of what it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like, and how we're supposed to show up, and what we're supposed to feel, especially when we put these limiting beliefs and stagnations and traumas from what other people think we're supposed to feel onto ourselves, then that's a real quick way to start feeling that way. So I totally get it. And I am super stoked to support you and help you move through that because I love you. I fucking love you. Thank you for reaching out for support. And I'm here reaching back. And I'm here for you. I'm here for Okay, let me give this one some love. Let's see. Ooh, okay, wow. Okay. I'm getting there. Bees. I love bees too. Givers. I love the spirits of the animals, definitely. Light workers are at work. Showed up a bit late. What's the session topic? It's feeling into healing. Feeling into flow. Let's see. I just took... okay, we're finally caught up over here. The time was 11:44. That's why I said that I love you. So grateful. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I love those magic numerological numbers. Let's see. Just be. This is the message I keep getting for this week. Yeah, it's a beautiful, potent reminder. So I really want to ask you something. Hamid? MK? Yeah, fire away. Whatever it is that's coming up for you, it is welcome, and I'm here for you. Baby, so adorable. Thank you. Yeah, totally getting used to praise and appreciation and attention. So thank you for just really putting on blast, you guys. We are happy family. I saved her, she saved me. We are now happy family. Yeah, that stuff, all of that. Oh, goodness, love and light, beautiful soul. Lattery, I wanted to activate secondary centers of body, so after that I felt so tired. Why? Later, I wanted to activate secondary centers of body, so after that I felt so tired. Why? Okay. I'm not 100% sure on what you're asking there, but I imagine, and feel free to make it more clear in the comments too, Hamid. Secondary center being the sacral chakra. So this is our womb, this is our creativity, this is our digestion and how we process and allow energy to flow through us. And it's been something super, super important for me to work through. A lot of lessons learned through my belly. Yeah, it's even connected to her core trauma or navel. Like, recently healed that. My belly button used to be super sensitive. And even just thinking about that for a moment made it sensitive again. But really, it's like super strong at this point. I'm super blessed. But often it's feeling for me like small intestine to big intestine. So it's this like processing from like smaller self to bigger self. Stepping into our power, stepping into our truth. And you'll often find these stagnations, like specifically, I want to say it like these 2 points, like right here, I think is where the big intestine begins. And then there's like this really process where you're like really pushing the shit out and like releasing everything and like stepping into like creating space and renewing yourself and like stepping into that. So oftentimes I find in my life when I am resisting energy flowing through me, that it makes me really tired. Like I used to be the guy that like fell asleep in the middle of the party back in like high school because I was such an intense empath and I just didn't know how to process it. I didn't know how to show up for myself, and yeah, it just knocked me on my ass. Like just, I mean, I've always been able to fall asleep in the middle of anything. Like it used to be a running joke in my family, but like, yeah. Now I know why, because emotions are like really intense, and yeah, sometimes they feel like getting hit by a bus or something, and that's cool. Like, you know, I've reframed my whole like depression story into a suppression story, and sometimes our energy just needs to be suppressed and compressed like a spring. You know, it's just potentiating energy to spring forth into life with that much more vigor. So honor your body, honor your body, honor your body and what it needs, and if it needs rest, give it that. And if you can feel into what it is maybe that you might be avoiding that's making you tired, like even this, like I was avoiding this and it was contributing to my tiredness, and now here I am and I showed up and I'm like feeling into all this love that you guys are blasting me with, and it's super energizing. So we have this ability to tap into it anytime, and there's so many different tools and modalities, but oftentimes, especially if I'm like really drained, I don't even care to like reach into my tool belt. Like screw all that. I want to be tired, and that's cool too. Like it's okay to not be okay, and also just like being tired and like drained or whatever, it's like not a problem necessarily. Like it's just like your body telling you that this is what you need. And we're allowed to rest sometimes too, you know. It doesn't always have to be go go go. Like we're in this sacred pause for a reason and a reminder to really honor ourselves and take care of our health and to like reconnect, and like we get this amazing opportunity to like really appreciate our friends and our family and going outside and doing all our things that we normally get to do. So super stoked to see what unfolds as this kind of unravels and we get back to our senses of freedom, because that's super important to me. I love being on the road. I love being in nature. I love connecting with community, and this is that too. And I want to be able to hold your hand, and I want to be able to hug you when you need it. Like, yeah, for real. And me too. Like, when I need it, I want to be hugged. Like, come on. Love and light, beautiful soul. It's energy. We have to listen to our body when it needs rest. Body tells us when it's time to be relaxed. Yeah, for sure. I feel you much in the feminine. Oh, interesting. That was from a while ago, and still perfectly timed, of course. Feel you much feminine. Yep, I feel me much feminine too. Set the light within you free. Yes. Oh, for sure. Show up conscious and present. You bring joy to all. Thank you. Keep shining. Woo. Wow. Mimo, love from Mimo from Romeo. Keep transmitting. Thank you. Romeo. Shout out from Mimo. Mimo, Romeo. Love connection. I don't know. Anyways. Tips, please. In process. 2. Assess my current positions as looking to rewire my brain given the time we all have. In process 2. Assess my current positions as looking to rewire my brain given the time we all have. I would love to have more specifics as to what you're trying to rewire. But a super potent analogy for the way our neural pathways are connected is literally how all pathways are created in this world is by walking them over and over again. It's like your first time through a new forest or in like a new hiking area or something like that. Like you're gonna get lost if you don't know where you're going, if you don't have these like mile markers or landmarks. So setting like specific goals and like yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really work for me. That's why my dog was whining. Like, I really don't like setting goals. I'm a wanderer, but for some people, setting goals and having like a map and like a process is like really helpful for creating a new neural pathway. Me, I'm like, give me the machete. I'm gonna bushwhack my way through the jungle. I'm gonna make my own path, and then but walking it enough times, like you'll build up the muscle memory to like really. It'll just be easy at that point because then you just follow the path, you know. So yeah, being patient with yourself and just allowing yourself the time it takes to really build those pathways. All my support to all in this love and light. Yes. What happened? Okay. Little vegan lady. With cyclical healing, pain comes up over and over. Of course, the repetition makes the shock of situations less hard. But when is it really over? Do we really change or just our perspective? Okay, so there's a lot there. With cyclical healing, pain comes up over and over. Yes, absolutely. Of course, the repetition makes the shock of situations less hard. Yes, we build up resilience. But when is it really over? Never. Do we really change or just our perspective? I would say both. I would say we're both ourselves and our perspectives are changing and growing and evolving. And the pain is just like a reminder that we're alive. And pain, like I said, how it manifests is all lessons. It's all reminders. And there is this notion, especially when we're going through a lot of pain, like, when is this ever gonna be over? But like, it's like watching a movie and being like, oh, this is a really epic movie, like, when is it gonna be over? Like, you know, or why is there so much drama, and why is it drawing me in? Why is there so much suspense, and why am I shaking? Why am I on the edge of my seat? Like,
it's over yet.
We're here for that, you know. We're here for that pain, and we're here for the cycle, and we're here for the repetition, and that's one of the biggest things that trigger me. So thanks for showing up and testing where I'm really at with it. Let's see what else we got. Breathing through it. Yeah. Oh, breath is super potent for me. I mean, of course, for everyone, breath is life. It's really like the first defense on all things. Throat chakra. First defense on all things, or first line of whatever tool. It's first tool to use, really. It's the most thing we have access to. Words. First time being here, I love this calm, balanced energy. Oh, thank you, brother or sister. Or who is this? I just see Romeo Wizard. I imagine, you know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a Romeo Wizard. I feel like that. Okay. Yes, pain is a way to appreciate living. For sure. For sure. All right, back to the other. Oh, actually, let's just do a little rotation. Oh, we have close or low battery. Do you have a plug, Majik?
The computer?
This iPad.
Oh.
EJ, back to
you're
you.
good. Yeah, that'll last.
Okay, cool. EJ, back to you. I love your energy, a bee. That must have been a short past life regression. Yeah, it really was. Like I said, it just kind of shook me off. It wasn't really feeling it. It was really for the like really like acute, potent lesson, like a bee sting. You know, it was very short-lived and very, very potent. Same thing Lee Harris was saying about introversion, contraction before expansion. Yeah, exactly. It's been really funny because we've been like trying to gear the themes of our play shops and our challenges around the Optimistic episodes, but they're really on it. Like the energies planning all this stuff are like really way more on it than we could ever be. Like things beyond our wildest imagination come through when we let go of expectation of how things are supposed to show up. And one of the most powerful, potent synchronicities that continue to happen is these episodes being perfectly aligned with exactly the type of energy and dynamics and things that we're literally processing in the moment. So yeah, the contraction before expansion, the narcissism versus empathy, Like there was even some part of the monologue that was on Easter, and we didn't really have any plan that it was going to be released on Easter. And like all these weird things continue to happen, and it's just like really mind blowing. It's just such a magical space. Thank you, EJ. Let's see what's going on over here. Everyone has something to live for. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Positively. I barely know you at all, but you are here on this world for a reason. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And you're here right now, like in this live stream, if you still are, for a reason. And if it's to connect with me, if that's to connect from Anna and hear how much you're cared about by someone who barely even knows you, like myself as well, I hope you're hearing that. I hope that's landing, because it's true. Like, I care for each and every soul on this planet, each and every little thing. And it's not just the living things, all the things. Like, you don't believe it, like, go listen to my soul song with Robbie and watch me cry about how much I care about everything. Everything. And all the no things. And everything in between. The magic in between. I love you all so much. That song used to trigger the shit out of me, by the way. I thought it was so cutesy and weird, and then it got me. It got me. Now every time I listen to the podcast, which has been a while since I'm like living it now, it just like gets me, and it makes me want to do this little love you so much. Can't help it. Thank you so much, Morton, from Moonlight. Yes, Anna, Moonlight, I mean it. Anna, I mean it. Yes, you do. I know you do. You're amazing. Rachel, that was beautiful. Thank you. You're welcome. So welcome. Not sure. I would love to hear what you thought was beautiful, as it's kind of tough to read all these comments in as they're coming up. I'm confessing someone to my parents that I have held within me for so long, and it's going to be so difficult, but it's been eating me up inside. Yes, Anna, I'm here for you. We at the Manor are here for you. And Karen was expressing this yesterday too. Like, you have so much love and support that we are sending your way, and our like victories are on the other side of our fears. Our triggers are our treasures. And I can tell you from my own experience, every time I've confronted my demons and my stories about what I thought was really going on, like, especially with my family, because, like, who loves you more than your family? Like, for real. I know some people maybe have really challenging experiences, but ultimately, anything that anyone's, like, coming at you with or whatever it is, it's, like, it's coming from a place of love, and it's coming from a place of them feeling like they're doing their best, and it's coming from a place of care and love. Yeah, so, like, trust, when you come from a place of love too, and you're just telling someone like literally how you feel, then it's going to be received like so much better than you might be expecting. And regardless of how it's received, it's just going to feel so good in you. And when you let go of your expectation of how it should be received is when you really get that magic. Like, maybe they like recoil or react or like whatever, but when they come back together and they remember how much they love you, because that's all it is. Like, we're all allowed to forget, but that's what we're here to do. That's why we call this the Redash membership program, because we're picking up the pieces that get blown apart in our angry, like, explosive, aggressive, creative creation and dispersion and fractalization of coming into creation. But as we remember who and what we are, and remember that we are love, and that's all this world is, is to show us how much love there really is in the world, and remind us how much we love ourselves, because ultimately everything is just a piece and reflection of ourselves. That's what it's all about. That's why we're here. So I give you all my love and blessings and support in speaking your truth and standing in your power and advocating for having your needs met, and anything and everything that needs to come through will. Just breathe and be patient with them. Like, they're human too, and it's like sometimes it's like the flower trying to convince the trunk of the tree, like, why aren't you more like, why don't you understand me? It's like, well, they're your roots, they're not necessarily meant to be you. They're meant to support you in becoming what you are and becoming and blossoming. So Magic likes it. Something, not someone. Confessing something, yeah, I kind of figured. Rachel, after leaving the Mystic Manor, I've learned how much I need and crave community. I miss that feeling of true connection. Sometimes I feel myself avoiding it too, though, for some reason. Exclamation question. Yes. I feel you so hard, Rachel. Oh my God.
You passed the perfect person.
Perhaps. Actually, yeah, that really hits deep for me. And yeah, like I was saying before, like I used to be someone who avoided attention, and it really triggered me. And whew, yeah, that one goes deep. It still does to some degree, and I just get to sit with it and allow it to flow through. And there's a lot of challenges in community, It's like a lot easier to be like the guru on the mountaintop and just sit in meditation and just like be at one with the world and yourself. When you try to bring that centeredness and that balance into like a tumultuous, chaotic group of people, and like that's any group of people, like even this group of people here, are super aware, super in the work, and just like really processing it all beautifully, and it's still extremely challenging. It's extremely challenging. So it's like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Yeah, absolutely. If you're squeezing something that's like ripe and like, has all the fertile organic nutrients and it's going to sustain you. And yeah, so it depends on the community, because I've been in lots of communities that weren't really supportive and they weren't worth it, and it was just all work, and it wasn't really nourishing my soul the way I felt like I was giving to it. And it's a question that I get to continue asking myself in every situation I continue to find myself in. And the one community that I know you and I share, Rachel, is the van life community. And I don't know how in it you are. You just introduced your mom to it. So, like, probably new-ish to you too. I lived the van life on and off for over a decade. And I didn't have any idea how potent and welcoming, acceptive, inclusive that community was. And when I found it, it's truly my soul tribe. And this quarantine thing has like really been hurting my heart that I haven't been able to go like be with them. Yeah, really. It's a whole other way of being, living in nature, living in flow, doing what you're being called to do in any given moment, and being around the adventurous souls who are willing to be on that journey with you. So yeah, community is super important. Sitting with why you're avoiding it, because so that's the thing. So I've been extremely introverted my entire life, which is why this whole being on camera thing is like a lot, or one of the reasons. But I have avoided it because I've had a bunch of stories about myself that led to me manifesting reflections that really didn't nourish my soul, because I wasn't nourishing my own soul. So I was finding myself in communities that just didn't nourish me. And so I've just told myself the story that I couldn't have community, I didn't like people, like all these things. Like I could do it all on my own. And it's like, yeah, on a certain level I can. And I did that for a long time. I went and lived in Colorado and like the mountains in a small town, and just like kind of snowboarded on my own, and just like worked like from home, and like just did lots of things by myself, because that's what I really felt like I needed in that time, is kind of like after growing up and the family and then going to college, and I was like, okay, I'm taking my year off, and it turned into like 4 or 5. Turned into like 4 or 5 of me just like really going inward and finding myself, and then like really being battered by the world every time I would go outward because I still wasn't really in the right place. And here I am now, like having transmuted so much of that, and the communities I've called in are so magical, so loving, so supportive. I'm like so blessed, and honestly I can't get enough of it. Like this past year, as like caravanning with the Van Fam, I literally have not taken time to myself. Well, I have, of course, but like there's like months where I would go without like taking me time, because I would be able to have my introverted me time or processing time, like just in company with other introverts who are also feeling the same way or just get it. And yeah, it was just a whole other experience. And I'm like, wait, okay, so this whole story I had about needing to be by myself all the time, that was totally just a story. So we're the editors of our own story, you know? So if there's some part of your story you don't like pick up that pen and figure out how you can rewrite your story the way you want. Like, if you're not the hero already, like, your story definitely needs some editing. Thank you for dropping in on that, Rachel. It really, yeah, that's a topic I could go into for a lot longer as well, and I would love to. And thank you. It just really brings up something deep in me. I think that's why I ranted on it forever. But anyways, there's a few more minutes, so I'm going to try to field a few more questions, and then I get to go to our morning meeting, which I missed yesterday for feeling a little too hard, which I don't know if there's such a thing, but, you know, that's what happened. You know? Once again, plug in Robbie's soul song. It blew me apart to pieces, and it's worth missing a morning meeting for. I need to get some work done. Love you. Please reach out to me today. Yes, I will, Anna, for sure. I need to get some work done today, too. Love to get connected with the van life community. Yeah, let's definitely link up on that. Huge supportive community out there. Thank you from Rachel. You're so welcome. Thank you too, Rachel. I appreciate you so much for showing up. And all of you, thank you so much for showing up. Nani, I get triggered super easily. I have a hard time having a normal conversation. I really want to change and feel love. I am always pushing away. What can I do to be better? Beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah, I am also triggered super easily. It comes with being super sensitive, very empathic. Hard having a normal conversation. Yeah, I used to not really talk to any. Like I said, I took time away from people because it just almost no social skills, and just like really had a hard time. Just, I don't know if it was, I really don't like labels, but it was like, am I borderline autistic or am I whatever, you know, because I was like, how is everything so much? Things that I hear, things that I see, things that I feel, it's just like so freaking much. I need to get away from it all. And I think, yeah, just doing that inner work, like really sitting with what it is you're feeling and why you're feeling it, is really potent practice for someone like that. You want change and feel love. You want to change and feel love. It starts with giving that love to yourself. You know, if you're not giving to someone else, it's probably because you're not giving it to yourself. And so feel into like how you can be your best self, how you can love yourself the most, what will most nourish you. You know, what is it that you're seeking from others, perhaps, that you're not giving to yourself? And oftentimes, like I've been saying, this, your triggers are your treasures. So when you see something in someone else, it really rubs you the wrong way. Like, instead of seeing like, why is this happening to me? And like, I'm so frustrated with it, which, trust me, I get frustrated way more than most. How can we transmute that? How can we see that as an opportunity to show up with even more patience, even more compassion, even more love? I haven't thought about it that way. Well, thank you for for hearing that and receiving that and really letting it land, because it's super, super potent to just see whatever it is that's stuck in us and just shine light on it, and sometimes we can't see our own blind spots, and it's blowing me away that I'm actually like breaking through to I'm saying what needs to be said, because that is my own story of like not enoughness, or that this is a medium that's not enough. Like I need you to be right here in front of me to like really drop in and really feel you, so I can really, get to whatever it is. And to hear that, like, just, sometimes just a little reflection, sometimes we need like a really big reflection to see all the angles, but sometimes we just need that little blind spot shown to us so that we can see what we already know ourselves is possible. So Nani, thank you for showing up. Thank you for asking for support. Thank you for picking up that mirror and allowing me to be that reflection for you. Lorena, I love that. I'm going to change my story. Beautiful. We'll let that sink in. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Is there anything I didn't get to? Hey, we should one do when one wants. What should one do from? I'm not gonna butcher that. Maybe I will. Smriti Kasharma. I tried. Hey, what should one do when one wants to move out of parents' home, but does not want to leave the mother alone as father is mostly outstation? Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one, for sure. And, family's a tough one, because we want to support our family above and beyond all things. And when they're struggling, especially with something that we find ourselves unable to support them through, like sometimes we feel like just sacrificing our own happiness and well-being in order to try to fulfill this notion of what we think that theirs is or could be, because we do this thing. And ultimately, it's like focusing on that tree that we don't want to crash into, and because we're focusing on it, that's exactly what we do. And it's like that self-fulfilling prophecy sort of thing. So if you're feeling the call to move out, then that's probably actually the thing that is going to support your mother, even though like you don't want to let her be alone, but even being in her presence, and if you're not truly connecting or there's something off, like she could still feel just the same aloneness. Like I'm a true witness to that. I've been surrounded like by a lot of really beautiful friends and loved ones in my life, and I've been through periods where like I just felt alone regardless, and it was because I wasn't honoring what I needed, more so than just being around people. It was being around the right people, or just loving myself. And if you know that you need to be out of the house, then like do what you got to do. Love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support and comments and all the healing and feeling into flow. We're about to sign off of the Instagram feeds. Got a couple minutes here remaining. If you'd love to find out more about what we're doing, please check us out at optimystic.tv/playshops. The link is also in our bio. And we are doing these play shops every day, 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. We also have a Facebook growth community, so check that out too, where we take our weekly challenges and dive deeper and get these like more intimate face-to-face reflections. And we're also going to be doing some more group coaching, probably similar vibe to what's going on here, but more interactive on like Zoom. We're going to be doing more live Q&As and other high-level offerings to really meet you where you're at and support you in everything that you need to connect even further, to spread this love and healing as far and wide as absolutely possible. So thank you for showing up and supporting us in doing what we are here to do. We love you so, 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 so much. And then leave this one for a second, because I'm going to get back to EJ, because I knew this one was going to go longer. I don't know if you're still there, but I saw you've been, holding it down. You're great at this. See you next time. Okay, so you probably left, but thank you.